Hear ye, gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling, featuring the JDF Memorial Sovereign Soundboard. As always, you can find us on most platforms to stream your favorite podcast episodes, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you're listening on the iTunes or whatever platform where you can leave us a 5-star review, leave us a review of the 5-star kind. Links to all the platforms and the merchandise are available only at ykwrestling.com. Welcome to Knock a Few Buckingham Palace. As always, I am the thespian T.C. Fontaine, joined by King Reek of the House of Havoc, first of his name. And this is my first time getting it right on the first try. So pat me on the back.
It's all good.
Give me a cookie and a biscuit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Over in the UK, they call cookies biscuits.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, that's exactly what they call it over there. Yeah. So you good.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back. I don't know what episode this is. I think we have officially gone over 200 total. But as far as our numbered episodes, this is like 187. It's Googleable.
It's Googleable.
It's Googleable. Should be 187.
I got YouTube on right now. Hold up.
Oh, let's see. We're gonna see. We're gonna pull it up. It's Googleable. Let me go get my cellular device, because I'll be able to let y'all know exactly what's going on here. I mean, y'all already know what episode it is, but it's just for us, accounting purposes. Y'all know what episode it is. Y'all listening right now. It is episode 187, like I thought. Shout out to your boy. So we here for another one. And it's 1 week to go till WrestleMania 39. It is the best week in wrestling. We love it. It's nothing but nonstop WrestleMania coverage. You know, people getting excited. They heading on their way there to LA. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
I love WrestleMania. It's my favorite time of the year. And it's not the Rumble. Like the Rumble, my favorite event. That's like my favorite, like, actual match. And but WrestleMania is WrestleMania, bro. Come on. Ain't nothing bigger than WrestleMania. So we're gonna talk about everything to come at WrestleMania weekend. But before we do that, we watch wrestling all week long. And I did not watch much wrestling this past week, but I did have the opportunity to go to Friday Night SmackDown this past week. And I got a little notes for it, man. Got a couple notes here. To nobody's surprise at all, Cody Rhodes, crazy over in person. Like I got to experience Cody Rhodes 4 years ago at Double or Nothing, and I'm actually surprised he did not comment in regards to that on TV. He did say something about it after the show, but at Double or Nothing he was over. But this was another level. Like whole crowd singing this song. I'm gonna get to talking about the dark match here in a second, but the dark match, he was crazy over, and it was a fun time. All the kids in the crowd was going nuts. Crowd singing his song. I popped for the song. It was dope. Pyro was energizing. Cody Rhodes Pyro was energizing on a different level. So man. Yeah, it was fun. You know who else got a crazy reaction? Braun Strowman and Ricochet. They wrestled in the pre-match dark match versus the Viking Raiders, who actually got a lot of heat. I was surprised because on TV, when I watched the Viking Raiders on TV, it sounded like the crowds is silent, but maybe because this is Las Vegas and they was gonna react to anything.
Basically,
they gave them some heat and they got to play into it, so I was mildly surprised. But Braun Strowman and Ricochet, man, like.
Make any sense.
That was a great way to start the show off.
Like I don't even dislike that team. I don't care for it.
Yeah, I mean,
all.
individually they're incredible, but like as a team, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Especially when Ricochet started dressing like Braun, it really threw me off.
Yeah. That
But
whole little big brother shit.
yeah, but they over it, and Sam didn't even announce Ricochet's being from Las Vegas, which I think would have got a crazy pop. So
right,
yeah, she didn't get a chance to do that. You know who didn't
get
no? Oh, go ahead, my bad, but go ahead.
Since you mentioned, I forgot to bring this up about a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago. But Ricochet's supposed to be in, and him and Sam's supposed to be getting married, right?
Mm-hmm.
He might want to reconsider because I remember a couple weeks ago, Braun and Rick was facing Viking Raiders, and I think Rick was on the outside. He got distracted, and the Queen of Musty pulled up on him real quick. Not 10 feet away from Sam, and she ain't even move an inch to help her man in that scenario. I'm very disappointed, and I had high hope for Sam, man. But I'm just saying, man, like, you know, Renee wouldn't play that bullshit. It's certain things, man. It make me raise my eyebrows a little bit if I had them. But yeah, I don't know, man. I had questions after that. Like, if she ain't a real rider, you might need to think about that, Rick. Because Queen of Musty, that's unacceptable.
Hey, she wasn't trying to smell it. I get it. She got a job where she got to talk, and you know, you might get that smell coming through, and you end up tasting it. It affect your vocal cords. I get it. It was a business decision that she made. Got to keep the lights on in the house, so I understand. But you know who did not get any reaction to? I don't think anybody surprised. Lacey Evans.
What is there to react to?
Nothing.
Like what is
nothing at all?
It's to the point we done flipped and dipped and everything with her character more times than they did with Big Show. Big Show, like, he go from heel to face like flipping a coin, and Lacey changing gimmicks like every other week. You don't know what she is, so it's like, what the fuck are we gonna react to? We don't know who you are or what you here for at this point. Facts. Like, we don't fell so far from the Southern Belle gimmick, and it's disgusting because that was the most original gimmick. It was so original, and it hit because she was putting her whole foot in that gimmick. Yeah. Like, she was really hitting that shit home. But what do I know? I'm just a fan.
Yeah, true. Big facts. But Lacey Evans and Xia Li, one, it's a damn shame. Not Lacey Evans, Xia Li can't get right at all. It's might be a wrap on that. But yeah,
that's crazy.
They took the L to Shotzi, who she came out.
They got a tank.
And Natty was with her too. And I had no idea that this match was taking place. Like, you know, whole day just not paying attention, seeing nothing that's being announced, nothing of that sort. So I had no idea. I couldn't even tell from where I was sitting. I wasn't sitting far, but from where I was sitting, I couldn't really see that it was Natty. And it took me a minute to be able to tell that it was Natty because the acoustics in the arena weren't really doing any favors for the microphone either. Even with like Paul Heyman's promo, we couldn't really hear. So everybody had to like shut up for a second. Who else promo? Dom. Yeah, Dom. We're gonna talk about Dom in a second. But
oh yes.
couldn't really tell what Dom was saying, until we had like, so it was multiple moments, multiple promos. We had to quiet down, which was actually, I was getting irritated with Charlotte Flair because she had an incredible promo that I was feeling, and it was a lot of chants going on the whole time. And I ain't gonna lie, I contributed to one of them, but that's it.
I was about to say, because I heard those, so I'm like, was y'all doing that just cause, or was y'all doing that because y'all was really having audio issues?
I think it was a mixture of both, but she did kind of turn it around, and man, classic promo kind of got ruined a little bit, but I ain't gonna hold y'all to it. It's Friday night. What else happened on this show, man? Where was I? I lost my place on my notes. Players fuck up. Here we go.
It happens, bro. It happens.
See, y'all seen Gunther throw that table out the ring, right?
Oh yeah.
That came a lot closer than it looked on TV to hitting them people.
Oh shit! Shit!
Mind you, there's this big ass sign as you walking into the arena that's basically a liability waiver. So yeah, they wouldn't have been at fault for that.
Whew.
And then Rey Mysterio. Let's talk about Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. All right, so LA Knight, crazy over as well with the crowd. Everybody was just hitting with them the whole entire time before the show. Is everybody woo before the show. Everybody do the Ric Flair. But now, if you haven't been to a WWE show in a while, they now hit you with the just like that.
I'm with it.
So I was messing with it. LA Knight been taking them L's the past however long. Finally got the dub on Rey Mysterio, and with assistance from Dominic, a distraction from Dominic. Been very assertive in trying to convince his dad to agree to a match at WrestleMania. So what have I been saying the past several weeks, Reek? What have I been?
Listen, we done thrown it out there. We done thrown it out there as the worst case scenario, man. When in doubt, if you got to break glass for the emergency, you got to pull up on Angie. Gots to pull up on Angie.
And Angie and Aaliyah were there sitting ringside. I didn't know. They didn't say nothing about it. It wasn't until Dom started cutting his promo and he starts gesturing towards his mom. I'm looking like Angie over there. I couldn't tell from where I was sitting, but Angie was there and Aaliyah was there, and Dom hit her with the. Do I got a sound bite? Do I got a sound bite?
Oh, here we go.
Do I got something?
You got some?
Let's see what I
got some.
I mean, it wasn't as vulgar because this is PG television on prime time, over the air television, so it wasn't as vulgar as this, but it was a little something similar as it.
Shut the fuck.
Told his mama to shut up, and from that moment, I seen you got that look in your eyes, brother. Rey Mysterio had that look like, oh hell no, hold on.
I told you, that's what it's gonna take for him to hit that Dragon Ball Z shit where he hit the twing right past it. So that was it, bro.
So I've watched this back multiple times from the footage I shot on my phone to the actual footage on TV.
Oh.
And so when Rey Mysterio, when they zoomed in on his face, they did that shit on the Titantron. It zoomed in on the Titantron, and then he just starts storming down to the ring. And in my mind, I'm just like, oh, here we go.
Yes, sir.
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
And your boy got excited in the crowd. I stood up for the first time that night, because if you ever been to MGM, the seats is kind of close. So, I mean, it's for boxing, so I get it. So I didn't really stand up at all. I stood up for the first time that night. Got me on my feet. Brother. Oh, man.
Popped.
It was the biggest pop I've ever given out in my 20 years of attending WWE shows. First,
I didn't have Rey Mysterio getting a pop on my 2023 card at all.
For me. Not for me.
Yeah. I'm sitting up here. Yo, I replayed because I had to watch it back on the DVR. I was at the game. But I replayed that back at least 20 times. And they already was replaying it. But I'm like, I'm gonna rewind it back to real time. Man, I had to give my man a clap.
Man.
Because he didn't just hit this. He one shot, cocked back and bombed on his dude, bro. Oh man. Finally, it was just that moment. You finally found your nuts a little bit. You finally got some bass in your voice when you're talking. He's like, that's my wife. You don't disrespect your mother. What's wrong with you?
That's your mama, but most importantly, this is my wife.
Right.
I made a vow to always honor and obey my wife. And if it has to be against my son, it has to be against my son.
I'm saying,
like, I mean, all intents and purposes, Dominic didn't make no vows to honor his mama.
No.
Ray did.
Not at all.
Made a vow to God. If I gotta kick my son's ass, I will. So we're gonna talk about that more. I was very excited. I never thought in any aspect that I would ever be saying, "Let's go, Ray," in 2023.
Man, listen,
I did, and
it got me.
Yeah. So enough about what I watched this week. I know talked about 10 minutes. What'd you watch this week? Still on segment 1.
Oh man, no. I done got back through 04 Backlash. I'm going to reiterate what I said. The triple threat.
Yeah,
I'm still saying Mania.
Okay,
like, it was good. It was real good, but I'm gonna still say Mania.
Can't believe they ran that shit back, and it was still on a similar level.
Yeah, it was still crazy. It was still crazy, but I don't know, like the combination of like all the storytelling they had going on in that match
didn't really help out to make that match better than the first one, or was it just like the first one was like the pinnacle? He cemented himself on that one.
I'm gonna tell you something about that hometown pop. That entrance as he came out, you know what I'm saying? You see everybody's up, and then like about 2 seconds after he's like coming down the ramp, who do they turn to at the front row? Whole family. Right in front of your face. That's where it just got haunting. Yeah. Okay. Beyond uncomfortable. I'm just like,
Because I've seen the WrestleMania one multiple times, but
yeah,
the Backlash one, I don't really go back to that one for the similar reasons. But so
exactly, like it's crazy. But now, like I think the combination of like the storytelling in at 20 combined with Shawn was working his ass off between you know the blood and the whole performance he was putting on, like like I don't, it's not like a wide gap, but I would still put 20 over Backlash, but it was definitely dope.
Okay.
But I'm gonna reiterate what I said last week, which was I don't know how they messed up Shelton so bad from the time he went on this mid-card run after this to whatever came afterwards, but man, because he went in there, I forgot he had a match with Rick on this card, and it was a dope match, and he went over. Yeah.
Okay.
Dope match with Rick. He goes over. He done beat Triple H twice, and you know he goes on. He has a long one with the IC title and everything like that. But this is tailor made to just move this dude up the card. Like I don't know where we started dropping the ball with Shelton, man. Like you had to strike while the iron was hot, and they just wasn't doing it.
Yeah, Batista, John Cena ended up coming over. Like that's where you went wrong.
Crazy.
Man. Right, he just kind of got pushed to the wayside of guys that you was no brainer pushes over him.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the way I always look at it. Like I gotta look at who was around that time. Now, here's where I think it can be more egregious because like this dude was you know we was giving Chris Masters and Carlito like the main event pushes. I think Shelton could have been in like the chamber.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Right.
Like, he could have at least been there. But like he wasn't gonna win nothing. Tell y'all that much.
Like all the Money in the Banks that he was in, he didn't win that one. I ain't cool with that. Especially when he was still in the show in every match he was in. Yeah.
I understand he not winning the first one. That was for Edge. The second one,
that's fine.
I mean, give it to RVD. You got plans on bringing ECW back in a few months. Like that makes sense. 08. Could was Sheldon in 08?
He could have won that.
He could have won that. Yeah, Jeff was gold. He could have won that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Gold Standard Shelton could have won either of those matches, that or the year after.
Now, Gold Standard Shelton should have won the ECW title. I'll say that right now.
Yeah,
they sent that man back over to SmackDown quick. Like he had the feud with Kofi. Like the feud with Kofi, he ended up going over Kofi in that feud, and then goes back to SmackDown and is not doing nothing. So, and then he's gone like 2 years later.
Right.
So I will say, like, you know, the first couple years, like, I mean, wasn't really much you could do about that. That shit was just top loaded with other guys ahead of him. But 07 through 09, there was some missed opportunity there. Not necessarily, you know, world heavyweight WWE title, But ECW championship, like, you know, a better place in the mid card. Yeah, more of that. More of that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But no, the biggest thing on this card, of course, was Mick and Randy.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, you know, how Mick really was kind of at one point that gatekeeper dude.
Mm-hmm.
But this was one of the things, and he didn't even need to do that in this scenario because Randy was already in, you know, the main event mentorship program, basically.
Yeah.
You know, he's in Evolution. He's the IC champion. He got Triple H and Rick bringing him up.
Do something outside of that, though.
Yeah. I mean, it worked out. You know what I'm saying? But like Mick went the whole extra mile because this match was nuts. Like this shit didn't make a lick. You forgot. Yeah, you forgot they had the belt on the line in this match because it was just so outrageous. It's like they just beating the shit out of each other right. on some classic Mick Foley shit, and it's still a title match at the end of the day.
Shout out to Mick.
But nah, man, like he really did his thing. He was busting his ass to get Randy over, and he did that shit.
Tenfold.
Classic. Yes.
Elsewhere, only other thing I watched, I did catch up on a couple of those WWE rivals, but I do need to start on the biographies. I watched Cena and Rock, and it restored the feeling because I do remember the beef playing out in real time.
Man.
So it restored.
I didn't know feeling. Like he was watching from Gorilla and caught the writing on his wrist. It was just called because that makes sense. Because I heard for the longest time that Rock was legit pissed off that he said that shit out in the promo.
Mm-hmm. You can tell on his face. You see his face when he said that shit?
Yeah.
Like,
he was
that
hot.
Was real.
And it's like
selling. That was real. That was like, all right, nigga. Okay.
Right. And because it wasn't part of the segment, and it's like he saw that on the fly, standing out there back in Gorilla, like, oh shit. He got his promos written on his wrist. I'm about to cut this motherfucker's ass right now.
It's like
it was bad
because I look at it from an actor perspective. Like actors, we say the most important person in the scene is not you. It's your partner. It's your scene partner. And it's kind of I relate that to wrestling. Like, you know, your most important person in the match is your wrestling opponent because you got to keep them safe and they got to keep you safe. You know what I mean? It's important for the actor, especially like, you know, relating this to a promo. It's important for me to not only like, you know, you're not supposed to bury your opponent on the mic when you're cutting a promo. And that was a burial, and that was a burial of the biggest name to ever step foot in a wrestling ring.
Exactly. And that's promo class 101. That's one of the first things they tell you. It's like your objective in a promo is to put your opponent over. Like, you did the exact opposite of that. And the dude you did it to now is transcending
notorious
the business,
for doing the same thing, but listed.
Well, yeah. Billy Gunn.
Yeah. A lot of other folks. Corbin.
Oh, man.
He made Corbin look sillier than usual. But I caught that. I watched a little bit of Triple H and Batista. So those are always fun. Especially, you know, you got Kevin Nash at the table and shit. Just putting in his 2 cents, one of the smartest minds in the business ever. So
right.
Good content they got there. Let's move on real quick. This week in wrestling history, WrestleMania 10 happened in 1994. First ever televised ladder match, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship. It was undisputed. They had 2 Intercontinental titles hanging up there too. Bret Hart, Owen Hart, classic. Probably one of the best openers in WrestleMania history. Right there.
It's top 5.
Yeah. And then you know, Bret Hart won the world title at the end of the show. 1999, as I sit here, this is a promoted, you know, we give free promotion to Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Broken Skull American Lager by Steve Austin and the El Segundo Brewing Company. 1999 was the beer bath on Monday Night Raw this week.
Oh, man.
That happened. 2001 this week, a few days ago, actually, March 23rd, 2001, WWE officially acquires the assets to World Championship Wrestling. And 22 years ago today, WCW held its final episode of Nitro. We got Sting defeated Ric Flair in the last ever match on Nitro. Booker T beat Scott Steiner to win the WCW championship for a fourth time. And Vince McMahon announces that he bought WCW. I bought my competition. And Shane McMahon walks out live on Nitro. He says, the name on the contract says McMahon, but it's Shane McMahon. And Vince is like, doing the ear thing. No, did he do the ear thing or did he do the goat?
No. Yeah, that was the goat. The ear thing was when Rick came out and said they was 50-50 partners. When the shares was up, he bought 50 of them. He bought 50%. That shit was hilarious.
Vince got the best reactions, the best reaction memes, the best gifs.
For real though.
2002 this week, first ever brand extension draft. Undertaker getting drafted by Ric Flair, like a week after he beat Ric Flair's ass, and now Ric Flair.
He was tearing up the locker room.
Another one of my favorite gifs in wrestling history, right there.
Yeah, man.
2004. We talked about this last week. You watched the draft in 2004 that happened this week. Triple H goes to SmackDown, gets traded back. Before he even makes an appearance, Paul Heyman drafted a Raw, quits right on the spot. Edge returned from a broken neck, and 2004 ended up. I enjoyed watching 2004 in real time. It was a fun time. It was quite a distraction in my young adolescence, so I liked it. And happy birthdays this past week. Sting, the Undertaker, celebrated his birthday in Vegas. Wonder what he got into. I do wonder. He did have a One Dead Man show, but I did not go to that.
You didn't go?
I didn't go. I had to work Saturday morning, so my schedule got changed. So that's when I really decided I wasn't going, because I was gonna wait till like the day of to see if I felt like it. But then I found out I had to work, so I was like, nah. But I come to find out it was Taker's birthday, so I probably should have went anyway. It was probably ill.
Oh man, yeah, that's right.
So anyway, and also happy birthday to Elijah Burke, our very first guest on here. So shout out to him too. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
To the Pope.
Guest on the show.
Yes, sir. And now, where we at for the royal address of rumors? We want to start off with the biggest story this week.
Yeah.
We'll start with that. All right, I'll lead you into it this week, man.
Go ahead.
Because your boy Tuna Melts was capping again for them people. He was capping again for them people in Jacksonville, the Elite and Chris Jericho. And he was saying something about how leading up to All Out last year, I'm paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what he said. I did read what he posted, but I don't remember exactly what he said. But paraphrasing, he was saying something about how CM Punk was refusing to do the job to Moxley early on, and they did the whole thing where he lost on Dynamite in like 2 minutes, all that stupid shit. So CM Punk goes on Instagram, and I'm gonna transcribe exactly what CM Punk said. He said, long as look like movie credits, look like the intro to Star Wars.
Right.
On his story, he goes, sigh, all caps. I wasn't cleared to come back to wrestle yet. Then plan was to wrestle at the pay-per-view. I sat and listened to Moxley's Rocky 3 idea. I explained how I never seen a Rocky movie, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Hold on, let me go back. I explained how I'd never seen a Rocky movie, and I thought the idea sucked. But if the boss wanted to do it, whatever. He said he wouldn't lose to me. I'd never experienced someone refusing to lose to me. I just laughed. I asked Tony if this is what he wanted. He said yes. He's the boss, so I said okay, but I'd need to be cleared first. He said yes. I'm reading the line ahead of me, my bad. I needed to be cleared first. They kept saying it could just be a squash, so I didn't need to be cleared. Okay. I scoffed at that. My health is more important. Dave Meltzer is a liar. Jericho is a liar and a stooge. There were plans, but plans always change. But I'll never put a company over my health ever again.
We got the Cap button lined up though, because I definitely heard some Cap in there. Now that you
there's a few Cap in there,
it.
but there's some Cap in there a little bit there.
Yeah, that's Cap. Totally Cap. That means lie.
But on your first view of this post, and you read it through, you know the air horn starts.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh yeah,
it was a little bit of that. But let's break down where the Cap is at. First off, you never seen a Rocky movie, bro? CM Punk, I feel like his birthday. I'm pretty sure CM Punk was born while the third number in the year of his birth had a 7 still. So I'm pretty he's born in the 70s at some point.
Yeah.
Like very late 70s, but the 70s nonetheless. Like, you ain't never seen a Rocky movie, bro. You 40. You like 43.
Oh, it's tragic.
You never seen a Rocky movie? You never Hulk Hogan was in a Rocky movie, bro. You are a wrestling main eventer. You have held the same championships. You have headlined similar events to Hulk Hogan. And you ain't never seen a Rocky movie? These movies be played all over TV your whole life. On syndication, on TNT, on Turner Classic Movies, on all them other channels that you can think of. A&E, AMC. I mean, I've seen a Rocky movie on AMC before. You ain't never seen no Creeds, at least. Those are Rocky movies, technically. All right, anyway, you ain't never seen a Rocky movie. I thought that was actually the most egregious thing that I focused on initially when I first saw this. I couldn't believe it. He said, I've never experienced someone refusing to lose to me. That's Cap.
Yeah, right away, because
Undertaker.
There's a guy, that's just one. There's a guy I just mentioned not that long ago by the name of Brock Lesnar.
Awesome.
And I remember when he was going on the circuits, doing interviews about why he left WWE, one of the first things he brings up is that match at SummerSlam in like 2013. He's like, okay, we're going to run you versus Brock. The hype is good. It's going to be, everyone's going to buy into it, which they did. It was the best match on the card.
It was. Next
to the main event. But it was like, he said, okay, who's going over? It said Brock. And he said, why? Motherfucker, you know why? Like, let's be real. But
why?
Brock, realistically,
said why.
Yeah, he did.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, he said that was his response. He said, why? Because the motherfucker said he's not going to lose to you, period. Like, you never experienced that? Come on now. And that's just two people. Taker, Brock, that's just two. There's a longer list. But that's just immediately what came to mind when you heard that, when you said it again. Like, you never? No? You sure about that?
Yeah. The other cap in here. I'll never put a company over my health ever again. You said that in 2014. Something
interesting.
Similar. But
because I'm pretty sure you left the company because of your health. Because you said you was putting it over your health.
Yeah.
Because you said this doctor misdiagnosed you and you were wrestling for, I don't know, it was like a little over a month or a couple months with a misdiagnosed injury. And you said it wasn't verbatim, but basically you were saying you're not putting your health, you're not putting your company over your health again, essentially. And
maybe he means
here you are doing it again. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It maybe means it.
So sure.
But notably, the non-cap here, Dave Meltzer is a liar, Jericho is a liar, and Stooge. Those are pretty factual, based on history. So
yeah. Are we getting it now? Is that message clear enough for you?
He was
in the company, and he's telling you that it's Seltzer versus Cap. So for y'all continuing to quote Dave, I'm not even gonna say his name, to quote the Seltzerverse, to defend the Seltzerverse, to pay $13 a month for the Celsiverse. Wake up! Because, newsflash, the worst person you know just made a point.
The worst person you know just made a great point, and it's very heartbreaking. But
the point is congruent with what we have been saying since I got on this show.
Literal years.
That much time. Like, I need y'all to come to your senses at some point in time before we reach a new decade. Please, let's do it.
Where are we on the rumors elsewhere outside of Mr. Phillip?
Yeah. Coping mechanism, Phil. I don't know if this is cap because it came from the direct quote, but it sounded a little crazy. So Ronda went to Instagram to say that, in a sense, she has no ACL right now and no cartilage in her right knee. And she also has a fractured elbow, the one that's all wrapped up on, that was on SmackDown. But then they came out and announced that, well, they're going to be a part of the women's Fatal 4-Way Showcase tag title, but tag match. So I don't know how you work in a match with no ACL and a fractured elbow. So I don't know if she's just embellishing or if it's outright cap trying to work the fans. But
a little bit of both, probably.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna sound harsh. I don't think we really care like that. Speaking for myself here.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, it's not doing it for me. So nice try, but no. What I do care about, and this is gonna be very important, because I talked about it a couple weeks ago. We might get some Migos Orton real soon. He's supposed to be coming back around, within the next week. I don't know if he's going to be on TV. But I mentioned the guy who, one of the guys that does boots, he got an email to get Randy's done. Much. Oh, man. This dude just got on.
If I was Randy, I would have took my business elsewhere.
I'm telling you, like, this dude just got on Twitter, got asked a question, and
congratulations,
said, "Oh yeah, yourself. let me just go answer this and just give information away." Oh yeah, I got an email from Randy about getting some boots done sometime soon. So I'm like, all right, nice job. You just giving away company secrets. He lucky this ain't the 80s. He might have gotten blacklisted, but there was some pictures seen of him out and around. He looks in good shape. Everything went good with back surgery. So don't know if that means he's going to be at Mania. More than likely will be if he's good to go, but we should be seeing him real soon. Elsewhere in terms of health news, Alexa Bliss also was on social media talking about...
I've seen something about Alexa. What's going on with that? Let me know.
So yeah, she said there was a health reason why she's been off TV and everything like that. Apparently, she got her skin checked, and they found a spot on her face that she had to get a biopsy done for, and she was told she has. I've never heard this shit before. That's what caught my attention. She said she was told she has basal cell carcinoma.
Skin cancer.
I don't know. Yeah. So, she had to go get that checked out. And let's see. What else? Yeah, it was just a quick procedure. She had to get that checked out. And that's why she's been on TV.
You hear that big C and you get nervous.
Yeah. Like, you gotta make sure you straight. You know what I'm saying? But so had a little bit of a scare. So everybody that was out here, and this is another example of hashtag you niggas. Everybody that was out here spreading the news, talking about, oh, she's unhappy with the company and she might be, thinking about leaving when the contract is up and all this other shit. Here we go again. Just something real simple. Y'all don't want to mind your business, and now you look stupid.
Per usual. R.I.P. bro.
It's not. Oh, man. Hey, that's a conversation y'all are not ready for.
Thought y'all was ready. have shown multiple times that you're not.
Exactly. Back to Brock real quick. There's a lot of uncertainty about Mr. Lesnar. Everybody keeps saying people backstage, talent, and people working behind the scenes have been saying that he's going around. He's been basically going around saying goodbye to people, and they don't know if that means that he's on his way out. They don't know if he may be going away for a while. They don't know nothing. And that's just the word. Like, nobody knows what's going on or why this is happening. There's a lot of question marks. I mean, Brock's been around in a sense for the better part of 20 years. This most recent run has been going on now. It's just crazy for about 11 years already. Yeah. So, I mean, in his mid 40s, wouldn't be, crazy thing in the world if he was done. But, the way people talking, like they a little thinking like, yo, he might be out the door. He might be leaving us.
Maybe.
But who knows?
Maybe.
Bobby has been moved to the Dre. I feel like this is a terrible demotion unless he wins the match.
Hold on, let's hold off on this conversation. Let's hold off on this.
Oh yeah, okay. Cool.
I got something. Something about that.
All right, bet. But last thing I got, and I saw this came up as that they might have a surprise for a particular Mania match, and they were referring to the match between Edge and Finn in Hell in a Cell. Now, we already brought up how it might be like Brood Edge versus Demon Balor because they've been dropping little hints in the promos and shit. Well, apparently, Mania Weekend.
To get some of that.
Yeah, we about to get some of that. It looks like it because apparently this weekend they calling out Gangrel.
Yes, sir.
To pull up for Mania Weekend. Which to make a lot of people nervous. If you recall Mania 15, the last time Gangrel showed up at WrestleMania as part of a Hell in a Cell match, things happened after the match that you can't see on Peacock anymore. If you know, you know. But here's hoping that we don't get a repeat of that.
See, we had the original Hangman Page.
Yeah. Some real crazy shit. It's PG programming, and Snickers is sponsoring Mania, so let's keep that in mind.
Factual.
Yeah.
I gotta go listen to the Brood theme song later on. Man.
Oh man, it's a slap. It's never not gonna be a slapper.
That shit's hard, man. I'm sorry.
Jim was on his shit when he cooked that up, man.
And I know Jim was in the studio just popping his head like, man, nigga, this shit hard. He was in there like Timbaland. He was in there like Timbaland when he was playing all the beats for the Black Album.
Oh man, oh God, he was.
That's exactly how he was in there. What else we got on?
He must have been hitting like the bar or something like that. He had something lit and was like, "Yo, get in the studio, man. Let's work some shit out." Yeah, that's all I got for rumors though. It's light week.
Hey man, we need Gangrel back, man.
Oh, for sure. I need that.
Just here and there, like he don't gotta be, all over the show. But
nah,
I used to be scared of Gangrel too. Him and Taker.
He got them teeth filed up.
Yeah, them real teeth.
Yeah,
that's when I really became scared. When I found that out, I was still a youngin' when I found that out, and I was scared more than I was before.
Yo, I was already scared of vampires, and like I had to watch wrestling and see this motherfucker for real.
Man, you got a vampire,
with a couple blood and shit.
Whatever Undertaker was supposed to be, he was a cult leader at the time when I started watching.
Yo, on some real satanic shit.
Yeah,
that's what I'll tell you. I could not watch. He was hanging people on crosses. Like, I
could not watch this shit over your grandma's house at all.
No, hell no.
I would have never watched wrestling again if I watched it over my grandma's house. Never. But let's get into these WrestleMania weekend predictions, man, and let's shift into this Bobby Lashley thing. Hold on for what you were saying real quick, but let's talk about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, or as I like to call it, the Andre Rusimov Memorial Battle Royal, aka the Armbar, aka the Don't Answer Your Phone in April Battle Royal. Because got a lot of guys in this that you probably forgot worked here at this company.
Oh man.
A lot of dudes that I was like, damn, he still work here? Oh, I forgot about him. I ain't seen him on TV in like 4 months.
That is the truth.
I was shocked. I seen Humberto and Angel Garza in there. I was like, oh, they do work.
Oh my God. Damn, man, that's wild.
I had high hopes for them, and then they just disappeared. And then when Triple H came in, I had higher hopes for them, and they disappeared again. So
vanished.
I had very high hopes for Angel Garza like 4 years ago.
Oh man, listen, they was talking about he was the next Eddie.
Man, they sure were.
And like he had that charisma to him, so I'm like, okay. I mean, if he doing his own thing, I'm not gonna
English
be mad
wasn't
at
terrible.
It.
Like it wasn't Andrade.
No, no, man.
I don't know where we went wrong. Can't get right. But notable names in this match though. Talked about Bobby Lashley for a second there. LA Knight is in this match. Is LA Knight in this match? I'm pretty sure I saw him. So. Yeah. He in this match. Butch and Ridge Holland are in here. Johnny Gargano, Xavier Woods, Bronson Reed, Karrion Kross, and seen like Dolph Ziggler is in there too, of course. You know he gonna get that payday. He don't got nothing better to do. So who you got winning the Dre, man? I got Bobby Lashley winning. I think it's the one thing that makes the most sense. The Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric are in there too. They're not officially the Hurt Business yet. I think we still dragging our feet on this. The Nation, the Domination. I'm sure if I remember correctly, they were formed the night after WrestleMania. So
yeah, that's true.
Y'all like to make these Hurt Business and Nation comparisons, so you could probably anticipate them getting back together the night after Mania. And it starts with Bobby Lashley winning the armbar. And I can see him eliminating LA Knight last. It was really the only two choices that I think make sense to win this match. But who you got winning? Who you got winning?
Yeah, I'm going the same way because it's like I said, if we had plans, and granted, I wasn't one for saying that he should be going against Bray, but with what I expected to see Lashley doing this year at Mania, and the fact that probably not even going to be on the card at all, if you are punishing him for something, which I don't think I couldn't see a reason why. Punishment. Yeah, like he need to win this match. This needs to be the consolation for not having what we expected to be a dope match on a Mania card. This needs to be consolation for that. And this honestly would give a little bit of
more legitimacy to the Dre that we thought
I was about to say. Yeah, there we go.
Ago.
There we go. Because I've been saying for the longest time, what's the point of this match? Because the whole concept where it originated around, y'all failed to do. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think really anybody that won this match has gotten elevated to that next step because Cesaro was going.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, but we still gotta we still in the midst of that story. We haven't pulled the trigger on where it's supposed to go yet. So it should be, but we ain't seen it yet. Mm-hmm. Everybody from Cesaro on down. I don't know why Big Show won it. Mojo vanished. I don't even know if he signed with the company no more.
You know why Big Show won?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like
Andre Kayfabe's son.
It was.
Now, it makes sense. Mojo Rawley couldn't tell you, especially when if you was gonna give Jinder the title 2 months later.
I always say that, because it's like, why? Just for that Gronkowski spot, and he wouldn't even be around for another 3 years. It didn't make no sense. Jinder, it would have been perfect. That would have been the one example. But everybody else is nothing. Matt Hardy won it at one point.
The fuck for?
Come on.
That shit really threw me. So you could have him do the shit with Bray that never fucking mattered?
Exactly.
That was really the only reason he won that shit. I couldn't tell you who won it the year after Matt. Unless Matt won it.
Oh, Braun.
Braun. Okay.
Yeah.
Braun won the world championship after he won it. So, like, he probably the only person.
I mean, at Pandemic Mania, which they
He
made
wasn't
all kinds of
supposed to be in
switches.
a match either.
I'm about to say that was supposed to be Roman, so it's like he lucked up with that one.
Yeah.
And that run was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like,
was bad.
Yeah, you forget that he had the title for that period of time.
See what happened when people feud with Bray Wyatt?
It was just a bunch of trash that was going on. But no, Bobby winning would bring a little bit of legitimacy back to it. Because I mean he don't need it, but it would be like, okay, he can add into that list and we can start making this feel like it's important again or semi-important. But no, for all them reasons, the only other suggestion would be, like you said, LA Knight, and I wouldn't be mad if he won, but again, the only reason Lashley should be in this match is to win it.
Yeah. I ain't mad at it. But we heading into Staples Center a few hours before WrestleMania for NXT Stand and Deliver. And we're just gonna start it off, man. We know who's gonna win this match, but for formality, Braun Breaker puts the NXT Championship on the line versus him, Carmelo Hayes. Who you got winning?
It is that time, man. I've been patiently waiting. We all been patiently waiting.
Yeah.
This is as formal as you can get. Like, it's that time. The shooter that don't miss. Got to hang another jersey from the rafters, and I need that whole presentation when you in Staples Center. I need every jersey hanging with bronze on top of it, because Carmelo Hayes is walking out NXT champion, and I don't care how long he holds it for, as long as it happens. Like, it's that time, bro. It's that time.
Hey, and if y'all can, I doubt that y'all can do it, but y'all can have a little Melo jersey hanging right next to Pau Gasol in Staples Center. Let's
oh man,
great. That'd be it.
Oh man, yo.
Or shit, at least put him next to Taylor Swift.
They might have to cut a check, but
yeah,
that'd be worth it.
Like I said, at least put him next to Taylor. Maybe do that.
Yeah, I don't know why she's even in Staples Center. So I mean, you could put his over top of hers. Honestly, I don't.
You know who you can't put a banner next to for Melo? Can't put him next to no Clippers banners though. Can't do that.
Where they at though?
Facts. Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano. Who you got in this one?
Oh man, I don't know what they brought Johnny back for this. It's a waste of time. Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna say Grayson, and I don't listen. Y'all know how I feel about that motherfucker, but
yeah, Johnny winning wouldn't make no sense. Just to pop.
It wouldn't. Yeah, like he already graduated. Like you said, this, I think it was last week. It's like that dude that graduated high school, and he just coming back. Like, yeah, we know he a fan favorite down here, but what purpose does it serve for him to come back and beat the dude that they're clearly building up as, I guess, the biggest heel next to Carmelo on the show? But nah, man, it don't make no sense. You could have drafted anyone else into the spot, and it would have made perfect sense. But Johnny, he's just there to put him over. I thought it was going to be Dragon Lee, but that's fine. Yeah, Johnny not hurting for this win.
Nah, he not. Yeah, I got Grayson too. One, for my biases, two, for my logic. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that match. I think it's gonna be a good match. I just don't care about it going into it.
No.
Especially after he done seen his kid, like his kid
that's
ass whoop. Like
that's really what's gonna be sad is him losing after all that shit went down. Like,
right.
Oh,
it'll add a lot of fuel to my agenda, so I'm fucking with it. Next up, we got a fatal 5-way ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship. Is it 5-way or is it 4-way? I thought it was a 4-way.
I think it's 5. I think it is 5.
It's Googleable. Hold on.
It is.
Y'all be patient with the folks, man. As I thought I was prepared, but then things don't seem right to me. Like, you got 2 5-way matches on this show.
Wait, what? 2?
Yeah, North American title.
Oh my God, yeah.
Apparently we do. I thought I
Yeah,
might have made a
5.
mistake. But yeah.
It's 5.
Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Lyra Valkyria, Indy Hartwell, and Tiffany Stratton. And this probably gonna turn into a 6-woman match because you got to factor Roxanne is going to be in there somewhere because she's not legitimately hurt for real.
Yeah.
With that being said, I got Roxanne retaining.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
I'm just gonna throw the caveat in this. If Roxanne is in the match and she's good, she's gonna retain. But I'm gonna tell you something. If they say, if they call an audible and say, you know what, she's not able to go, maybe they want to call her up early, maybe the night after Mania, and they want to stick with this field, I'm going with Tiffany Stratton, honestly. Because I think, like, low key, ever since that match she had with Wendy Chu, I've been stopping going up with her. She already got the look, the presentation down, and she's been getting better in ring. That's your go-to right there, and she might hold that for a while. If she does win.
I just had a Tiffany epiphany, and I think I'm going with what you going with. I can see her winning this too, and then Roxanne coming back like I'm the real champ. We have an undisputed situation.
That's even better. Yeah, honestly, I need that.
Got an interim champion. Let's get it.
Got the check, Sean.
Yeah, come on, man. More women's championship action. Fallon Henley and Kiana James put the titles on the line versus Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. It is amazing how over time I slowly start to care less about Alba Fire. I used to enjoy watching Alba Fire when she was NXT UK Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Now
I put it this way: I love Kaylee Ray. I don't love Alba Fire.
Yeah,
that's how it's going down.
And I hate sounding like one of them people that's like that, but the presentation is entirely different between the two. So it's not even like y'all just tripping over somebody's name like Gunther and Walter. Folks was refusing to call this man Gunther for the longest. Some folks still call him Walter. Ain't shit changed. He just lost some weight. I know, like wrestling fans, we can relate to the fat dude, but come on now. Let's relax. But this is it's totally different. Totally different.
Yeah, man.
With that being said, who you got winning?
Honestly, it's the truth. But that being said, I'm gonna probably go Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, only because that whole the whole shit between Kiana and Fallon with they was beefing at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time, they're gonna come back around to them not being able to get on the same page, and they're gonna look for an excuse to get the some kind of title on these two, because it's that whole enemies become friends and shit like that. Because Alba Fire and Isla Dawn was beefing for the longest time. It's basically like Kane and Daniel Bryan, just with less comedy, because they were entertaining. These two are not, but
they witches.
Some shit. Yeah. Something wicked. But yeah, that's just.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Yeah, I see it going.
We don't care. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you won't catch me watching this one.
I'll probably watch it just because it's on. I ain't gonna pay attention.
No,
tell you all that right now. What else we got on this show, man? For the men's tag team championships, Gallus. Which we talking about slaps. They got a slap. I always said they had a slap for the longest. Mm-hmm. You gonna take the archives. Back when I was one of the only people watching NXT UK, I was telling y'all Gallus had a slap.
Mm-hmm.
And they putting the titles on the line versus the Creed brothers and my boy Reek's favorite wrestler, Tony D. Yeah.
And forget about it.
Who you got, man?
Give it back to the Creeds, man. Let's do right. Let's do right by that team. And look, I'm not even knocking Gallus, but the Creeds has been like, and it's more so Julius than Brutus, but the Creeds have been that team for a minute. I felt like they was a little premature taking the belts off of them, but let's get it back to them for however long they there, because I don't know how much longer it's going to be. Julius is a star.
Man, ain't
star waiting to blow up.
Ain't he though? That's fact.
For sure.
Yeah, I give me the Creed brothers too. If not the Creed brothers, the D'Angelo family, Tony D.
No, thank you. I don't want that.
I wouldn't mind it, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, let's figure something out. Not really feeling Gallus. Not really feeling a lot of the UK folks. They haven't integrated well with overstates NXT.
So, nah.
But yeah. Ilya Dragunov has. And Ilya Dragunov is competing for the North American Championship in a fatal 5-way with Wesley, of course, Dragon Lee, Axiom, and everybody's favorite big-headed motherfucker.
Hey, you big-head motherfucker, why you hating so much?
JD McDonough, the number one stunner. Hey, Booker T pop me with that every week, man. Who you got?
Oh man. Man, this is a pretty solid field, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tempted to say JD McDatpiff, but realistically, if it's not Ilya, which it very well could be, and it would make sense, then it's probably going to be just Wesley retaining. But I don't know. I'm gonna lean towards Ilya on this one, honestly, because he's getting, like you said, getting a good reception from the crowds now.
Yes.
And like he was one of them fan favorites from UK, especially after them slappers he had with formerly known as Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Them shits was like,
and I don't think he ever lost his championship either, too, though. So
no, he didn't.
Decent consolation prize for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the safe pick. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with Ilya Dragunov. Now that I'm looking, we done picked every champion to change hands on this show. So
yeah,
it's
their mania. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise nobody. Plus, I mean, listen, we already showed that West is not going to fall by the wayside now that he's a solo guy. So he should be all right.
Yeah, he's done well to establish himself after what happened last year at Mania.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and he got more mileage to run with it if Ilya has the mid-card title.
For sure. And elsewhere, we got Chase U and Tyler Bate versus Schism. And I think this one, we might confirm at least an appearance from The Rock on Saturday if his daughter is wrestling her first match. So
maybe. You never know.
Who you got winning this?
It's not. I don't know if it's gonna count, but
yeah.
They said this is for like the winner gets control of Chase U, I guess, or something like that.
Bro, really? I wasn't paying attention to the segment.
That's what they said.
Yeah, that is a stipulation.
Oh man, so it got to be Chase U. You can't mess up the shit they got going on. Like, nah, man.
Yeah,
got to be Chase U. They got to win this. Like, don't ruin this shit for me.
Like I think the crowd will pop too. Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
Helping them get right with their meditation. Love it. I'm surprised Duke Hudson's still around. I've been waiting for that one to get flipped, turned upside down and for a minute. So I'm not sure where they're going with that, but we'll figure it out. We're going to see. Let's get to talking about WrestleMania. We got a bunch of matches that have not been assigned a night yet. So I'm pretty sure they're going to settle that this week. But right now, we got Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I think we all got Rhea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
That's another formality. Especially after that promo that Charlotte cut on Friday. Very hinted
it was a heel promo.
Yeah, and I said as soon as we got past Rumble that if it's her and Charlotte, that's the potential for a double turn.
Yep.
And in all likelihood, that's where we're going with it.
For sure.
And truthfully, hashtag you niggas gonna make her a face because of the way y'all acting out in public, but I'm not gonna get into it. We got predictions to get through.
Man. Yeah, I ain't
like, y'all about to make her a face by proxy.
Y'all, I want to get into it. I'm not. I almost said something, but I'm not. Stay focused, TC. Stay focused. Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Who you got in this one?
I'm gonna take the bias goggles off here because we done forgot Bianca been champion since last year's Mania. Yeah. For the sake of doing this makeover for Asuka right, she got to win. Like, I don't think she's had a proper run since a year after she got on the main roster. Well, honestly, no, I'm not even going to that. The last good run she had with a title was in NXT, and we all know they don't like to credit that. Well, she was the best in terms of the female. She was the best in-ring worker with all the women. So I give her that for sure. The run was good, but it was all about the NXT run for her because she was undefeated. She never lost that title. Yeah. We all know they don't credit it and they don't talk about it, but that was the standard. And I think ever since then, it's just like we haven't hit that level yet. This might be where we hit that level because this is a different Asuka now, and I think we established that by getting her a solid win. It's not going to hurt Bianca. She done did back-to-back years, dropping everybody down. And I think the only real loss that she had for a title was some bullshit because, we was there and it don't count. I don't count. No. You know what I'm saying? No. That was some real snake shit that they pulled. This would be the first loss for real in a big match situation. It's okay. She'll bounce back from it. And we'll get maybe one more Mania out of her because we don't know, again, how long she's going to be around at this point. But, yeah, it's got to be Asuka.
So my head pick is saying Asuka. My heart is saying Bianca Belair. Yeah. I would love to see Bianca get a full year with it. Stay undefeated at Mania. I don't know, though. So I'm gonna go with the safe, logical pick, Asuka. Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna stick with Bianca. I'm gonna stick with Bianca because you just haven't shown me anything that makes me think Asuka's gonna win, and we got a week till Mania.
Still, because it's another one of those scenarios where the build is trash. Because it's like with her and Sasha a couple years ago, it wasn't hitting for the build. So the match is gonna be fire, but then whatever happens. Honestly, I think it would make even more sense if Bianca loses because we still got one more horsewoman to check off the list at Mania. Mm-hmm. Well, technically two, but she done had a rivalry with Bayley already, so we don't got to do that. But she still got one more to get, and she could lose here, go in next year and beat Charlotte for whatever belt, and we got the trifecta. We good.
I like how we know that Charlotte probably going to be champion going into next year's Mania.
Of course. Come on now. She about to lap her father's record. And at this point, who would be a bigger match for Bianca to have at Mania?
Nah, nobody else. That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Yeah, we fantasy booking a year ahead, but let's get it. Let's get that. But yeah, I'm gonna still go with Bianca just to be safe. So it's all good. It's all good. Next match. This is what I'm looking forward to right here. Brock Lesnar versus Omos, a.k.a. Nick Zilla, a.k.a.
Big Black Nigga.
I can't wait for this one because you know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to be.
Big man slapping me.
Yeah. But let me get Omos for the dub, man. As we talked about, Brock maybe be on his way out, and he got to put the dude over, man. Brock Lesnar don't really put niggas over that often either, so.
You know something? You just made me think about something that happened about 8 years ago now, 7 years ago, one of the two. We wasn't expecting Brock to go into New Orleans and beat the Streak because, Taker was that dude and it was sacred.
Mm-hmm.
And Brock has been one of the most protected people in the biz ever since then, even before he came back. But if he really is going to be on his way out, and Lord knows Omos needs something to establish him as being a premier guy, I could see that happening, honestly. I'm gonna play it safe and I'm gonna stick with Brock. But in hindsight, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. You have one of the moments where it's like we'll say ain't no way in hell Brock Lesnar gonna lose to Omos, but if he do, hey man, could be.
And if you ain't gonna do that, you should do it like this. Have you can have Brock win, or in the middle of the match, have the winner of the armbar come out, Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. Have this match on night one. Have Bobby come out there, be like, I told y'all I'm about to be on WrestleMania. Brock, what you got going on tomorrow night? You ain't going back home tomorrow. Stick your ass around. Yeah. Book that match late.
See, that's a swerve. That's a nice Mania swerve.
Yeah.
Because it ain't advertised. And that's another thing, too. It's like, I like how people don't consider the night of that shit can happen. Because everyone's talking about, we going to get, if Rock don't show up at Rumble or he don't show up at this show, we're not going to see him at all. Who's to say he don't just pop up at Mania?
Did y'all expect The Rock to be at WrestleMania 32? Nobody did. He wasn't advertised. Nobody knew that he was going to be there. Nobody knew he was going to technically have a match. All that happened.
Yeah.
So anything could happen at WrestleMania. We saw it last year. Did y'all know that Stone Cold was going to have a match before he had a match? We had an idea that was going to happen. We didn't know for sure.
The KO show.
Did y'all know that Vince McMahon was going to have a fucking match at Mania last year?
Oh, good God.
No,
but it was some rumors that he was going to do something.
It was rumored.
Not a match. Not a match. In his damn suit. Like,
man had the beater on up under it.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Terrible.
I'll say Vince McMahon wears black beaters. That shocked me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's get Bobby Lashley involved with something like this. He can come out there and help Omos. Hurt Business type situation. It's a perfect way to bring the Hurt Business back together.
Yeah,
and helped each other out at Mania versus the nigga Slayer.
Oh man, listen.
Brock Lesnar losing to black dudes 2 nights in a row at Mania. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh man, what the fuck gonna make me change my pick?
Hey man, and then another battle of the meat bumpers. You know what I mean?
Meaty man slapping meat.
Gunther puts his Intercontinental title on the line versus Sheamus and Drew Mac. Yeah, man. Who you got winning this one?
Listen, y'all gave dude this name before I even got here, and I think it's time to turn the oven on and heat up that lasagna real quick.
Yes, sir.
I think it's that time, and he don't gotta be Gunther to do it. He don't gotta be Gunther to do it. Keep him. You know what I'm saying? You can protect him. That's what you make a triple threat for. He could pin Sheamus. And then they can spend the next 2 months beating the dog shit out of each other for that title. How much better are you gonna elevate the mid card and the mid card title scene if you got Drew and Sheamus throwing on some more meat bumpers for the next month and some change? Like, that's perfect. Sure. That's perfect. And then Gunther can move on to something bigger, like whoever walks out as world champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
because they trying to move him up the card
for sure. That's my pick too. I'm taking Drew Mac. Especially, Gunther came out there. He was mad. He justify this. Justify it.
Yeah.
Like, he was hot.
Boy.
So my man was, so that's a perfect recipe for him not getting pinned at Mania and losing his championship.
Exactly.
Then he really gonna be mad. So give me Drew Mac. And I want to say this is 3rd Intercontinental Championship or 2nd.
It might be 2nd.
It's Google.
I don't remember he had the one in 2009.
He didn't hold the title when he first came back.
The IC title, no.
Yeah, he did. What? He didn't? I could have swore he did.
No, he had the tag titles.
I remember that. So he didn't hold the US at least?
No.
What am I thinking of?
Hold up.
Now I don't believe you. So I'm gonna have to go look at myself too.
You know, one IC title.
Damn.
2 tag titles. The NXT title.
I remember
NXT
NXT
that.
title.
Yeah. And then there's the two WWE titles. That's it.
Insane. Okay.
Now he got a whole like plethora of championships in other places.
Oh yeah. He was going crazy in Impact.
Like, you know, the TNA joints. Over in What Culture.
I always forget they had a promotion for like 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a wild match with Will Ospreay over there.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm gonna go check out Drew Mac's indie run too, because it was something. It was something. But yeah, I got Drew winning. Second, apparently, Intercontinental Championship. And Gunther is gonna move on to bigger and better things. And this match is for us 3 years in the making. Rey Mysterio versus his son Dominic Mysterio. And I think we all, you know, Rey gonna put his kid over. This is always what it was leading to with him coming in and training and debuting and wrestling. I think it was always going to lead to him and Rey at some point facing each other at WrestleMania. And the story has just been incredible. It's been great television.
Yeah.
I've been engaged entirely, as you guys can tell. This is worst Father of the Year winner. You know what I mean? I think make this like Mask versus Career or something if they can.
Yeah,
because this man's going to the Hall of Fame, bro. Come on,
right?
You know what that means.
Week. Set it up.
You know what that means when he go into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he retired, or he's already retired. He had to retire early, so he's going in there.
He might not though, because it was something that said this week that he was thinking about retiring at this. He might still do it, but he didn't pull the trigger yet, so I don't know. He might stick around for a little bit, but it's a perfect ending for him. Like
it is.
You put your kid over. He's already doing his own thing in Judgment Day, so he's just gonna keep on going, and that's gonna be the biggest feather in his cap to date. He'll be good.
In that case, if he's not retiring, I can see Rey winning. I think it'll pop the crowd. Like, you know, he get his win over his kid. His kid been giving him hell for the several months, damn near a whole year, like 8 months now. So I think that would be good if he were to win it, and then Dom can get the win elsewhere, and then you can maybe do the Mask versus Career or something of that sort later on down the line in a few months, SummerSlam, whatever. You don't gotta do it right now, but if Rey not gonna retire right now, then yeah, we can definitely have him win it and extend this out a couple months.
For sure.
Wouldn't hurt nobody. Next up for the undisputed tag team championships, the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's KO Mania and WrestleZania. Should be interesting. It's gonna be a good match. Low key, probably my favorite match of the event so far. Who you got, man? I think we all got the titles changing hands here.
Which brings me to a very important point. I'm gonna take KO and Sammy. However, I see all these people saying that, you know, it should be obvious that Charlotte and Rhea are gonna main event night one instead of this match. I'm gonna break this down for you real simple. Two categories factor into what makes a Mania main event. Number one, the world title. Now that we have 2 days, the other thing is the best story in the company. This is the best and longest story on the whole show. But more to the point, but more than that, it's the potential of what you have in this match to close out the show. Because last week when they had that promo, after they finally made up and everything like that, I watched Kevin talking. And while everyone was getting the good feeling and everything like that, I was thinking chaos. Because what happens if on night one, this main event's the card, and we get down to, it's a slapper, it's the best match on the night, and we get down to that final sequence. Sammy gets the hot tag, he's in there with Jay. Jimmy on the outside with Kevin. KO puts him through a table. Gets up on the apron. He's hyping Sammy up. He got Jay in the corner about to hit that hell of a kick. He gets a good head and start. He goes running, goes up to Jay, and then bam! KO gets in and clotheslines Sammy. And then he just standing over him looking real cold and dark with no feeling, no emotion whatsoever. And he let Jimmy get up there, hit that splash. Usos retain. And they say, yo, y'all clearly got some shit y'all gotta work out. Let's clear up out of here. Usos retain, and KO just proceeds to beat the shit out of Sammy and leave him there. Two things happen because of that. KO just sets the whole tone of the rest of the night. Because Sammy was the new darling this year, coming out of last year, right? He gets to break everybody's heart again. Because why the hell are you trusting Kevin Owens? The man who beat the shit out of you when you won your first world title, technically. But also, if what happens on the end of night 2 is supposed to happen, like we believe, he's going to need a big heel to go against. Now, obviously, if Gunther loses the title, that's an obvious option. But if you don't do that, who's going to be a bigger heel in the whole company if that happens on night 1? Because Lord knows they're going to air the place out if Kevin does some shit like that. So, listen, logically speaking, everything's going to go all fine. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's going to get their feel-good moment with Sammy and KO. But I started thinking chaos. And I booked that in my head that same night. So, y'all don't got to cut a check. But just for your consideration.
What you saying?
That's why I think it's your main event. I think this should main event night 1 for that.
What you saying is Kevin Owens should hit Sami Zayn, with the...
I'm packing the edge, guess what?
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Why would you trust this man? That's what... All of those things just float in the air. That's what I'm saying. I think that could main event. Because realistically, look, I get it. Rhea won the Rumble. She should main event. Rumble winners main event against the world champion. I got it. That's how it's supposed to be. That's continuity. But listen, they're trying to build this story, and it's not bad, but it's not the same. It's not on the same plateau at all. This might be a great match. It probably will be, and it should be, because the Mania match they had in the warehouse with nobody watching was great. So yeah, I get that. But this story and everything that's in it, it's built like a Mania main event. So it's not the buck tradition, but it's it's right there in front of you if you want to. The first Mania main event ever was a tag match. Not saying that we had to go back to that, but if the story is well built like it, and this is, why not? That's all I'm saying, man.
Y'all forget who won the Rumble that year. Shawn Michaels. The same year Shawn Michaels won the Rumble, Lawrence Taylor main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so y'all can do whatever. It don't matter. But I think, this should main event. I'm actually on the opposite of you because I do have the Usos losing. And you got to send the crowd home happy. I think it's a great cliffhanger for night 2 because now you're thinking damn, the bloodline, they're going to fall apart. Roman got to get it done.
Yeah. Well, no, I do think Sammy KO going to win. I'm just throwing it out there that,
okay,
that it could happen.
It could.
If it's the main event,
it would pop me because I would be happy because one, why are you trusting this motherfucker again?
Right.
First of all, second of all, he told you he ain't want nothing to do with you, and you just kept begging, and he had to resort to just being his old shiesty self and gaslighting you, reeling you in. So,
yeah. And if you want to get technical, right? If you want to get technical with the long-term booking, that just takes you on a run to get to where y'all want to go so bad with Sammy getting his big win. Because then you're going to have a rivalry with him and Kev, which is going to slap because they always put on good matches. And if they split the titles up again, you can send Sammy on a path to one of those titles.
Mm-hmm. Money in
Simple.
the bank.
Right.
Which I got him winning early, but I've had him winning ever since he broke away from the bloodline.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for it, so we're gonna see how that play out. We could talk all day about that. But we got the Hell in a Cell between Edge and Finn Balor. Who you got in this one?
Oh man. You know, I want to say Edge, but it's like, and I want to say it because, you know, Finn had been beating him down for majority of this whole rivalry, but
Edge win damn near
it's
every
like
match.
Yeah. It's like, what would be the point of doing this when you created this group and the idea is to put them over if you're not going to put them over here? And realistically, I said this a bunch of times already, it might be Edge's last Mania. Like, he may be looking to retire in the summer. So if it's his last Mania, naturally he's going to put, you know what I'm saying? I ain't either.
I wasn't ready the first time. Nobody was. I ain't ready now.
No, that was terrible. But yeah, no, if he's going out, then naturally he's old school as it gets. So I mean, he's gonna put the guy over on his way out. But as long as he give Finn hell before he do, then I'm cool with it. But I think honestly, it would be that rub that Finn needs, because even with the Judgment Day, it kind of still feels like Finn hasn't really hit that next level like he was supposed to. So this might do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as much as I don't like seeing Edge lose, I feel like it's just the thing that makes sense.
I don't know who's gonna win. I know the match gonna be great. I think Finn Balor needs to win more than anybody, but Edge just don't lose. Every time I pick against Edge, he wins.
Right.
So I'm gonna pick Edge. And maybe the opposite happened this time around. Because Finn needs this win badly. So,
yeah.
We got our we don't gotta spend too much time talking about these, but we got our 2 WrestleMania Showcase tag matches. We got Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits. Shout out to the Street Profits because they had them on SmackDown Friday, and for TV they did a backstage segment. Was it? Did they show that on TV with Braun and Ricochet? Okay, so they did that thing, but the Street Profits actually teamed with Cody in the dark match main event versus the Bloodline, and you know, the face. But the Street Profits. That's the only reason they were there in the first place. So. I bet you Bianca and Montez was on a night on the town in Vegas on Friday.
Oh man, you're
date
ready.
Shout out to date night. Braun Strowman, Ricochet, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. I can definitely see Triple M making an appearance in this match here because they feel they've been slighted.
Yeah.
I said we're not bald or ungroomed enough. To where, you know, Street Profits say what you say, fuck me for it. But who you got winning this?
Honestly, probably Street Profits. I mean, it would honestly, if you're gonna showcase tag teams, and I done harped on this before, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. Get Braun and Ricochet up out of here, man. I know it sounds like that, you know, they guess they're over, but listen, you got Imperium. You got Legado. You got real tag team, established tag teams. Yeah. You got established tag teams that could bring in there and make this really slap. So, I mean, I wouldn't have put Ricochet and Braun in this particular. If it's a tag team showcase, you want real established tag teams. I would have put Imperium or Legado in their spot. But yeah, Street Profits probably going over. Because, you know, they was catching flack for not being on the card in the first place.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, smoke season. Let me get Street Profits with that. Next match for the women's WrestleMania Showcase. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, Ronda and Shayna. And Ronda and Shayna gonna win. And whoever else is the last team, which not been announced yet. But yeah, we know who's gonna win this one. It's a bunch of thrown together as tag teams.
Yeah,
it's hard to care.
Anything to get Natty on a Mania card. Good Lord, why?
And she said, I think she got it in her contract that she needs a Mania payday every year when healthy. It wasn't shocking. It wasn't shocking. Let's get to the rest of these matches, man. Let's talk about night one because as announced on Friday, kicking off WrestleMania night one for the United States Championship, Austin Theory versus John Cena. And John Cena said, I'm getting the fuck out of here as soon as possible. Put me on first. I did Brock a few years ago. Who you got winning this one?
It's got to be Austin. Like, this was the whole point. Like, this is that, not passing the torch moment, but everyone's been calling Austin like John Cena, future John Cena in that mold. Obviously, it's somebody that he looked up to a lot, so this is a dream match for him. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, this is where we've been saying it. Like, Austin is finally kind of hitting that stride where a lot of people, when he was still in the indies, like, yo, this dude's going to be it. This is kind of like that moment, that make or break moment for him. Because Cena, as he always does, cut that promo to let you know, like, listen, Mania isn't even the it. What's it is the next night on the night after Mania when you got to go out in front of that crowd. But I think he wins this match, and, you know, if you follow that 2017 formula, a la Roman Reigns, we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to slap because I think Cena got enough that he can still, you know, put on something good. And Austin, you know, in ring is one of the best up-and-coming guys and at his young age. Like, they're gonna make this shit slap for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Austin Theory, I just Googled this. Austin Theory was the same age. Let me just rephrase this in a different way. Austin Theory was 9 years old when John Cena beat Edge in a TLC match to hold the title for a year.
Damn.
Austin Theory,
that's crazy.
I was 9 years old when Triple H beat Chris Jericho at Mania. For comparison's sake.
Right.
This man was 9 years old when John Cena. So that means, doing math in my head, he was 70 years old when John Cena won his first world championship at WrestleMania 21. He's a young ass dude, bro.
That's crazy.
And so I have a hot take here because I know, you know, I picked Bianca to win, but my heart pick is Asuka. So assuming Asuka wins, and based upon all my other picks here, Austin Theory gonna be the only one walking out of WrestleMania still with his championship. So just keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind.
Huh?
Because then he really gonna have something to say that Monday.
Oh man. Hey, they're gonna set him up right.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
So I'm looking forward to that one. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I don't know who's gonna win this. I don't know.
Oh man,
it's a toss up.
Yeah,
because you might have to get Logan Paul that win.
I feel like
you want to go viral, don't you?
Well, the thing is, he beat Miz, right? At SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he won the tag match with Miz last year.
Right. He lost to Roman.
I mean, he's going to lose to Roman anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you could have him beat Seth. My thing is, Seth, I don't like seeing Seth lose as it is, but I said this last year. We just making this trend a little too comfortable for me. Like, he welcomed Cody back. Obviously, you got to lose that match. Cody's back for the first time in 6 years. You got to let him go over. But then you lost 2 straight more to him. Like, you didn't even make it a 1-1 tiebreaker. You just 0-3 straight on through. Just lost matches that he didn't need to lose all of them. You know, he had the one quick title run of the U.S. title. It's like, I know he can afford to take these losses and not bring his stock down. People are louder for him than most anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need to keep making this a trend. He don't need to lose to Logan Paul. Like, I don't want to see Seth losing matches like that. We already need to get him back in the title picture. But
Seth Rollins has not won a match on a premium live event since Clash at the Castle versus Matt Riddle. That's in September. And he hasn't won a match on a premium live event before that since he beat Roman at the Royal Rumble. And before that, that was a disqualification. So before that, he beat Cesaro at Hell in a Cell 2021 in a decisive. That's the only decisive win he's had. He's had 2 decisive wins on a premium live event since June of 2020.
Yeah, I'm picking Seth.
With that being said, I'm gonna pick Seth too.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seth.
Make a damn sense.
It's too many L's. It's too many L's.
They losing their damn mind. This is ridiculous.
2 decisive pay-per-view wins, 3 total in 2 years. We tripping.
And not the Logan Paul either.
Yeah. I agree. Next up, we got I'm interested in this one because we got Damage Control versus Trish Stratus, my GOAT, my women's GOAT, Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, and women's tag champions Hall of Famer Lita and Becky Lynch. Who you got winning this one?
Realistically, I shouldn't make it obvious with, Trish, Lita, and Becky, because I feel like, that would just be the catalyst to go ahead and just break up Damage Control because it's about that time. Fuck it. That's probably what's gonna happen. I want to say like you have Bayley beat them and go over, but that's only in the scenario that we're going somewhere with Damage Control, and obviously we're not. It hasn't hit the way it was supposed to. Y'all tried, but it didn't hit. So let's just do that. Let's just make this the catalyst to get this over and done with, and let everybody go their separate ways after.
I'm with you. I'm with you because I did have Damage Control winning at first, and Trish turning, but I can't see that now playing out. Especially we trying to get Trish and Bayley at some point.
Yeah,
don't make sense for her to turn. Damage Control takes the L. They slowly dissolve, and we on our way with that.
Yeah, and Trish will be back. We supposedly might be getting Becky and Trish SummerSlam.
Are we getting Becky and Trish?
Yeah, it might.
Bayley and Trish.
That's looking like it might happen. I don't think so.
If we get Becky talk about Trish, I think she's gonna turn then.
Right. But it might not happen here. She might be back.
Okay. It don't gotta happen here.
No.
I was saying last time she was in LA, it wasn't really favorable. So let's get her something.
Right.
For Mania. For LA for Mania. But
yeah.
In our main event of night 2, the main event of the entire WrestleMania weekend, Roman Reigns, the undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Champion, versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the undisputed Universal Championship. And let me go first, man, because Reek, I got a question for you. Let me know, how many royal families does wrestling have?
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yes, sir. Cody Rhodes, I think it's time. You got to do it. Everybody gonna lose a belt. Like I said, besides Theory. Is everybody losing a belt besides Theory? That includes Roman. He should lose it for not showing up on Friday. That's my pick. I don't really want to comment more on it until the match happens. because I'm not gonna be on Twitter when the match happens. I'm gonna be locked in the whole entire time. History gonna be made.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You see this shirt I got on right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fire shirt. Look, man, I've been 50-50 about this match for the long, and that's great. Yeah. Because I don't know how many years running it's been obvious who's gonna win the main event in the main event of Mania. So the fact that I've been at odds about who's gonna win has been perfect. Because on one hand, he's so close to 1,000 days, and Lord knows they could market and promote the shit out of him hitting that 1K days as champion. But these last couple weeks, the promos Cody been cutting, you know what I'm saying? The way he been looking down the lens and everything like that, it's just been creating that little bit like, oh man, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe this is going to happen for real. You know what I'm saying? But then I remember I have a prophecy for this man. I have a prophecy for this man that still needs to get fulfilled. For the people that can't see the video, I'm pointing at Jey Uso right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a prophecy for that man to be fulfilled, and it still has to happen. We're still planting the seeds of it. Sammy is sowing seeds of distrust in the family. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay because we got time for that, and we don't need a championship for it, especially if they split them up. So I'm with you, bro. It's gonna be Cody time. It's gonna be Cody time.
Yeah. I got Cody. We all got Cody. I had Roman a few weeks ago, but then I shifted to Cody because, man, imagine how Roman gonna react when it's all over, when it's all said and done. Imagine that image, that visual. It's like Ali standing over Sonny Liston. Like, that's gonna be the type of visual we gonna get. So I'm gonna need the photographers to be in a bag at WrestleMania.
Oh man.
Because we're going to get some classic images.
Posters.
You know, you have Daniel Bryan with both belts. You know, you had Kofi standing on the shoulders of Big E and Xavier Woods. Cody Rhodes standing over Roman after, man, come on now.
Yeah, man. I got to have it.
I gotta have it. Hey, man, that's WrestleMania, and I can't wait. I love WrestleMania. Just that hype, that feeling. Even the Pandemic Mania, I was still excited for it. I remember Pandemic Mania, I ordered some Jamaican food. That's how hype I was. They put their foot in that oxtail too. Shout out to them. Hey, plug your socials, man. We gonna get up out of here.
Y'all can find me at RickHavoc24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Y'all know Havoc Hours on Ice, but there's a whole lot of content up out there that you can check on all streaming platforms where you find Young Kings Wrestling, audio, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and the video versions up on YouTube. Got the basketball podcast on the way. Should be running some test runs this week. So we call At the Buzzer. They took an L today, but they at 500. They 4-4. It's mainly just the road. Like they've been winning on the road. At home, they've been pretty solid. It's the first loss they had at home. But that's like team they played today is one of like the best teams in the league right now. So you know they doing there. They just need a little tweaking. But yeah, the Lehigh Valley Legends of the TBL, the basketball league. So I'm gonna be working at. They got their All-Star game coming up, which is gonna be here in the city. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So it's gonna be coming out soon.
For sure. And I am the thespian TC Fontaine. You can follow me if you feel so inclined to TC.Fontaine, FOY.Flix on Instagram for both of those. TC Fontaine on Twitter. And you gotta follow Young Kings Wrestling everywhere at YK Wrestling. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Building that up. Got some more content coming out. We did a recap of WrestleMania 20, where it all began again. So be on the lookout for that later this week on YouTube. Subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss that. basically another episode of Young Kings Wrestling, but exclusive to YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But it ain't gonna be on the Spotify. It might be on Spotify at some point in the future, but not right now.
Yeah.
So
we had some things to talk about.
Yeah, we had some things to talk about, and some matches that I personally have not watched in a very long time for some obvious reasons. If you're familiar with WrestleMania 20, but yeah, more on that when y'all watch the video. I ain't gonna talk too much about it now, but for now, Young Kings Wrestling, YKWrestling.com for all the links to all the merch and all the platforms and everything you need right there. You can subscribe to YouTube right there. It's a fact. So until next week, man, we're gonna talk about WrestleMania 39. We gone.
Yeah.
Take us for another one.
Another one.
We out of here.